You say, tell her everything, and you do. Two texts later, silence. What if I told you not revealing everything could make them obsess? Not manipulative, psychological. Let me show you why mystery works and how you do it without being an a-hole. And three practical moves you can use tonight to make yourself more magnetic. All right. Hey, I'm Mike, your dating and relationship coach, and welcome back to Plant the Spark, baby, where you use solid science, hot humor, and practical coaching so you don't have to guess. Today, the surprising psychology of mystery and why a small gap between what someone knows and what they want to know makes them want more. We'll cover the peer-reviewed research, the brain chemistry, when mystery backfires, and if you stick around until the very end, I'll give you all the exact ethical moves you can use to be more mysterious. Not cruel, just another set of tools for your dating toolbox. All right, Casanovas, let's go. All right, first, what is mystery? In dating, it's not be cold or play games. Mystery equals strategic information gap. You reveal enough to be interesting, but you don't flood the other person with everything at once. It's not ghosting, it's pacing. Think teaser, not encyclopedia. So, for an example, right? Imagine a Netflix trailer that shows the twist at like 30 seconds. Zero mystery, zero curiosity, zero clicking play. Now, imagine a trailer that teases 3 seconds and leaves you wanting the finale. Which one are you texting about at 11 p.m.? Mystery wins. Now, this isn't folklore, right? Studies show moderate uncertainty can actually increase romantic interest. Whitchurch, Wilson, and Gilbert in psychological science found that participants reported greater attraction towards targets when romantic interest was uncertain compared to when interest was clearly high or clearly low. Put simply, a little mystery made the subjects think about the person more, which increased desire. Now, why? Because uncertainty focuses attention. You start mentally filling the gaps, imagining scenarios, rehearsing outcomes, and your brain rewards you for that focused wanting. Now, there's two really tight pieces of science that explain this: Lowenstein's information gap theory of curiosity and neuroscience on anticipation. Now, Lowenstein in 1994 says curiosity is a cognitive deprivation. You feel an itch when you spot a gap between what you know and what you want to know, and that itch drives you to find information. When it's about a person, their vibe, their history, their possible feelings, that itch becomes attractiveness. Now, neuroscience backs that up. Brain imaging studies by Kang et al. And others show that curiosity and anticipation, they activate dopamine-rich areas before you get the answer. The anticipation itself is rewarding. That's what's addicting. That's why being mysterious can literally hijack reward circuits the same way novelty or a cliffhanger does. Translation: a strategically created information gap makes the brain choose you. So, an important caveat to all this: it's an inverted U, right? Too little mystery, all info, no tension equals boredom. Too much mystery, complete ambiguity, equals anxiety and rejection. Studies on curiosity and attraction show peak interest at moderate uncertainty. The Whitchurch study and later reviews suggest optimal levels of uncertainties increase thinking about the person. But if someone looks totally uninterested, attraction can drop. Analogy: seasoning. A pinch of salt elevates the dish. A pound ruins it. Use mystery like a spice, not the main course. All right, so now people say, be hard to get. Science says, yeah, but only moderately and authentically. Recent scoping reviews and studies show playing hard to get can boost attraction when perceived difficulty is moderate and when the other person still believes you're potentially interested. If you look aloof and uninterested, it backfires. If you look scarce and valuable, you can create desirability. 2 practical rules: the reciprocity threshold. If the person interested in you is already low, more scarcity reduces attraction. But if their interest exists, slight withholding increases that curiosity. There's also this thing called signal quality. Make scarcity paired with high quality signals, confident body language, interesting conversation, authentic warmth in your moments of presence. Scarcity plus competence equals attraction. Scarcity plus neediness equals repulsion. Quick biochemical tour here. The wanting system is dopamine related. Anticipation, novelty, and the anticipation of reward release that dopamine, right? Now, when someone is a little mysterious, your brain keeps predicting the reward, the reveal, right? Which keeps dopamine up and your attention trained on them. And that's why cliffhanger interactions feel addictive. It's the neuroscience of curiosity, right? Studies cited earlier map that same pathway. Now, don't be an open book from page 1. Let the brain do the work of wanting you. Now, mystery isn't permission to lie, gaslight, or play emotional ping pong. The science shows that moderate uncertainty can stoke desire, but deception and emotionally abusive behaviors create real harm and reduce trust. An ethical rule: mystery equals withholding non-essential details, not withholding care. If someone needs reassurance, give it. If they want you to be a warm, cryptic person who never lets them in, that's not mystery. That's stonewalling. Now, here are 7 practical moves tested against the research and written so you can use them tonight. The teaser answer. Give a hint, not the full story. Example: I had an insane week. Story for later. Instead of narrating every drama, curiosity stays lit. Next, we have the pacing rule. It's an inverted U. Share parts of your life gradually. Don't unload the whole autobiography on date 1, right? Keep some cadence, my friends. Keep some cadence. Number 3, high quality scarcity. Make your unavailability real. Get some hobbies. Make some new friends. Have some goals that you work towards, right? Get to work. Scarcity tied to competence increases value. You don't fake busyness. Have an actual life. Right? It's not about playing hard to get. It's about doing things for yourself, leveling up. There's also this thing called the curiosity swap. Ask a really provocative question and then pause. Let them fill in the gap. Curiosity feels like intimacy. There's emotional calibration. You show warmth during interactions, but avoid immediate over-disclosure. Warmth plus mystery beats aloofness plus mystery, right? And this all comes from attachment and reciprocity principles. There's also the narrative cliffhanger, right? You can use micro stories with a withheld punchline. Once I was in this crazy situation, but that's for another time, right? People will schedule wanting. This is all from curiosity neuroscience, baby. There's signal consistency. Be predictably unpredictable. Consistent in your reliability, texts, plans, etc., right? But keep your deeper reveals for the buildup. That prevents anxious spirals while keeping curiosity alive. Now, here's an example script you can use, and you can use this exactly as I say it if you'd like. So, them. Tell me about your ex. You. Not tonight, but there's a wild moment that explains a lot. I'll tell you after dessert. So, what this does is it signals history plus control plus a future moment, which means curiosity plus safety. Now, unfortunately, mystery can backfire pretty spectacularly, right? There are some red flags, some safeguards that you really want to look out for, right? Watch out for these danger signs: repeated stonewalling or emotional unavailability. This isn't mystery, this is avoidance. Number 2, information gaps used to avoid accountability. Guys, that's manipulation, not mystery. Mystery that causes chronic anxiety for the other person. Again, not attraction. If you see these, stop the experiment, right? Clarity beats drama when relationships matter. All right, let's do a real quick recap. Mystery works because curiosity and uncertainty trigger focused attention and dopamine. Use moderate uncertainty ethically. A teaser, a well-timed pause. Don't be a puzzle, be a compelling book with chapters worth waiting for. Now here's the 7-day challenge. For 1 week, practice the teaser answer and the narrative cliffhanger at least 3 times, and then track if people ask you back. Curiosity is measurable, my dudes. If this episode helped, smash like, subscribe, and drop in the comments, which move will you try tonight? I'll read a few and call them out in the next episode. I'm Mike. Go plant your spark. Keep some delicious mystery, baby, but don't be a jerk about it, because being a jerk about it really sucks. Right, ladies? You can also download the free cheat sheet, Mystery Without Manipulation, in the description. Scripts, examples, and when to stop. Follow plant_the_spark on Instagram for daily micro tips. See you next time. Oh.